Welcome back to Flower Farm Fridays. It has been a beautiful day, and it is a real joy to share all of the magic of the unfolding of the seasons with you. Every week, I'm always thinking, what can I share with you that is a highlight in the garden? And today I want to show you the beginnings of the lotus unfolding. And so we have these gorgeous lotus leaves, and this is the very first lotus of the season. And earlier today, she had a beautiful bloom, and I'm going to show you what that looked like. So I'm also going to take you around the Sunset Lounge, which is behind me, and show you a little bit of different vegetation that we have right by our flower farm, so you can see some of the repurposed aspects of this area and also see a different change in scenery. So this lotus planting was inspired by my travels to Thailand, and they have potted lilies on decks and gardens over there. So when my friend gave me these lotus, I planted them in these watering troughs, and they've been doing very well. And this is about the 4th or 5th year that they open here, and they get bigger and better every year. So it's going to be great to show you what the lotus look like as they unfold this season. Isn't the texture of these leaves gorgeous? They have such an interesting shape to them. So I'll be excited to show you as they unfold. So come with me, let me show you the Sunset Lounge, which is all around me. We planted the lotus in these watering troughs and put mud in there and added water, and I add some mosquito dunks to keep the mosquitoes from growing in there. And the lotus come back bigger and better every year, and we've even dried these pods. So look at how cool they are. They're so nice, and this first blossom of the year gets me excited because as they bloom, it's just going to get more and more magical, and I'll be sharing that with you. This particular blossom has gone dormant for the evening, so I've observed that they close at night, and earlier today she was open and really beautiful. So here in the Sunset Lounge, we have all kinds of interesting vegetation, and around this particular lotus planting, we have fence posts, foundation posts, and when we dug them up to build a building, we placed them around here, almost like in a Stonehenge vibe, and they're really cool. When I first saw them, I immediately had a snapshot of Stonehenge, and we saved them, and it took me about 8 or 9 years before I actually placed them here. And I think they're really cool. Honestly, sometimes when I do things, I don't know if I love it or hate it, but especially when these were just here bare and there was nothing planted around them, they did stick out like a sore thumb. But I softened the vibe by planting all sorts of cool stuff around them, and they do look cool, especially when the garden is cleaned up. And I'm going to be doing a lot of weeding and thinning out so that this gets more and more exposed. We have 2 containers full of lotus plants, and there's one here and the other one is right over there. And so they add a really nice interesting vibe to the garden this time of year. This is lamb's ear, and the second year it blooms in a nice lavender color, and the pollinators love it. And there's all kinds of interesting varieties of bees out right now. This guy over here is a little furry bumblebee, which he's interesting. Look at him right here. The vegetation here is different because these plants over on this side are shaded midday on. So we have these really cool variety of different plants here. So one of my favorites is this Egyptian papyrus. These plants right here have this really cool texture to them, and they have like a tri-sided stalk. The Egyptian papyrus grows at the edge of the Nile River, and so it's a very water-loving plant. The Egyptian papyrus are very interesting. You can cut them and bring them inside and enjoy them, and as they unfold, they get big and puffy. So they're a really cool plant visually, and they're about to all come up and open up. The fountain here at the Sunset Lounge is made out of a couple of repurposed watering troughs, and it has a very gentle overflow to it. The birds love and enjoy it, and it adds a nice feeling to the garden having a water feature over here. And so there's all kinds of different plants in this area that are evergreen, and they're more tropical. It certainly feels a lot more tropical, even because it's kind of balmy right now. And I don't know if it's just looking at these plants that make me warmer, or is it just a super warm day and I haven't quite gotten used to it yet. But look at these beautiful canna lilies. One of the highlights of the Sunset Lounge is this fire feature. It is about 15 feet tall, and it's made out of all repurposed concrete. So when they break up sidewalks in your neighborhood, you can make things like this with it. Isn't this so cool? I got the idea years ago, and I had a bunch of old concrete that we had removed from the other side of the property when we built the event barn. And so it laid here for about 9 or 10 years, and John always threatened to haul it away, get rid of it. But I made these walls, this fire feature, and we call this place the Sunset Lounge because you see spectacular sunsets. And so every day it's a different sunset, and the day's cooling off. The birds are communicating, making some really cool sounds. The afternoon is definitely cooling off. So it's going to be another beautiful sunset, and we have more of this broken concrete that we use and repurposed, and it just lines the edge of the garden. So behind here, in the fields behind us, there is a wheat that looks like it's going to get harvested sometime soon. And I want to point out that behind all of our walls, there used to be a steep drop off. Like there's a watering ditch behind us, and this used to drop off about another 5 or 6 feet. And what I did is a combination of a hugel mound and what some people call a Dutch dam, which we built up the ground by putting up this hog wire and then filling it up with logs and sticks, etc. And then we put all the waste from the gardens here. We built it up, and then we put soil on it. And now we have this really cool garden growing around the perimeter of our wall that creates a courtyard for the Sunset Lounge. So this is a nice gathering place. We've had all kinds of events here, from birthday parties to celebrations of life. And it really is cool having seen this space come to life. So this over here is a silo that will eventually become our silo bar at the Sunset Lounge. What we're going to do is we're going to carve it open and turn it into a bar. It already has electricity, water, and a drain ready to go. So one of these days I'm going to take on this project and turn this into a really cool bar. And we'll have all sorts of fun things, everything from mocktails to cocktails, beer and wine, and it's going to be a really fun space. Look at how cool our circular bench is. It's made out of repurposed wine barrels, and so one of our workers, he makes these. I could always put you in touch with him. He custom makes furniture and all kinds of things made out of wine staves. He did a beautiful job. All you have to do is wax it once a year, and they're nice and comfortable. You don't have to add cushions. And it's just more of the story of the repurposing aspects of our property. The color and detail in these canna lilies is so beautiful. Check it out. It's got a really nice chartreuse and yellow color to it, and also those orange blossoms are so cool. They're just starting to open, and it's another thing that reminds me of what season we're in. As the days heat up and are consistently hotter, the different flowers start to unfold and some start to go dormant. They're coming over the roof of the flower barn is the moon, which is about to be full in a couple days. And you've got all this beautiful flowers that are unfolding, and you also have some that are going dormant. So it's really nice to observe it all and be present for it, because it's a really awesome dance that nature does, and it's so great to observe it. These Shasta daisies are all going to unfold nicely, and what I've observed is that the ones that get morning sun and afternoon shade, that they are perkier and happier. So like I've mentioned before, plants and flowers speak to us, and it's interesting to see that, because the ones that are over here are have already bloomed, but they're flopping over because they get a little bit too much heat. And so the ones that are over there, they are in the perfect location because they have this tree that shades them most of the day. And so they get to stand upright and not flop over like this. So it's just very interesting to me how nature continues to speak to me and say, move me here, place me there, because the ones over there are much happier for most of the year. While these are beautiful, they just demonstrate how they're not in their perfect place because they're flopping over. These are much happier, and you'll see how they unfold beautifully because they have that afternoon shade right above them. This is the back of the Tea House Lounge, and we have some really nice plants planted back here behind this wall. And what we have is Shasta daisies and these really nice geums that are starting to go dormant, and these awesome grasses. Look at how these stand out. Isn't that a gorgeous color? So it has just like a really nice feel. These are all plants that either have been given to me or I've moved throughout the property. So I just have been placing them in these spots because they have the nice adequate shade to thrive in this area. Look how gorgeous these hostas are. We have more hostas there, and behind this whole planter, there still is lots of space to keep dumping yard waste. So from when you stand over here, you don't see any of the yard waste, but because there's more area to fill, Instead of taking it all the way to the compost pile, a good portion of them, I just lay them back here and just continue to keep adding to this area. And eventually I will put some soil over it and build it up more. Now, this is an example of me not knowing lilacs and planting them in the wrong area. I planted about 12 lilacs back here along this hog wire. They were much smaller, but not a one has bloomed yet. And so they're telling me that they need more sun. I actually did the research to see what they would prefer. And I don't know how I made this mistake, but I planted them in the shade, and they're clearly not happy here. This particular one is leaning over trying to get some sun. So I'm gonna move them this fall, and I've got a couple of spots in mind, and all these lilacs have to go in a sunny spot so that they can thrive. Let me show you how cool these moms are starting to open. And when I bought them, I bought the smaller pots, and they come back bigger and better every year. So it's nice to observe the opening of new plants that are coming back. All these perennials I keep returning, and all the orange as a nod to this really wonderful truck that we have here. And if all the orange happened at the same time, it would be too much. These trees in the fall turn orange. You'll see them this fall. These are Chinese pistache, and we have them planted all the way around here, and they are beautiful with the orange truck. The elderberry is starting to ripen, and it has really full bunches of elderberry, so it's going to be really cool to see them ripen. The birds love them. Several people I share them with, and they make elderberry syrup, and they're really cool. They have these awesome clusters. They're just starting to ripen, and it happens fast. If you don't keep up with it, you almost could like miss certain major aspects to your garden. So check these out. Aren't they cool? It's a spectacular sunset. It's so nice and quiet. The day is quietening, and it's been a gorgeous day in the garden. The lavender is really showing off. Look at how magnificent it is. With the purple skies behind it. It's like, what is more purple, the lavender or the sky? It is such a beautiful time of day to just watch the unfolding of all these cool colors. And it just keeps going on and on and on. It's really cool to see all these like cool colors through the seasons, throughout the day. At the end of the day, when the sun starts to lower, and you've got this wonderful skies unfolding with purple on the ground and purple skies. What more can you ask for? Thank you for watching and for allowing me to show you our gardens this week. It really is a joy to share them with you, and I really appreciate everyone who is watching and commenting and giving us suggestions and asking questions, because to teach is to learn, and so it's been really fun thus far. And so I just want to wish everyone a wonderful weekend. I hope you are having fun today doing something creative or playing in your garden.